It has been 46 days since Nashville SC. It has been 46 days since Nashville SC last played at First Tennessee Park, and that long wait ends tonight as Rising and Roaring Nashville meets league debutants Hartford Athletic. It's all live now from Germantown. It is game night for Nashville Soccer Club, and welcome to First Tennessee Park, the home of a team on its first three-match league winning streak in club history. 3 straight wins, 3 straight 2-0 score lines, in Nashville now surging up the USL Eastern Conference table. The opponent tonight, Hartford Athletic, arriving from the Northeast for a rematch of a thrilling mid-June Nashville win. We're just minutes away from our broadcast presented by Puckett's. Welcome to our broadcast booth at First Tennessee Park. John Freeman, Ronnie Woodard, Nashville SC. 3 straight wins, 3 straight clean sheets. And partner, your top 3 reasons why Nashville's begun to dominate.
Number 1, crowd favorite, Matt Pickens. He's been stellar in goal. He's fit and focused and rock solid. Flank play. Wynn and Belmar have been outstanding and dynamic in creating great goal-scoring opportunities for our man, Daniel Rios, who is scoring goals like it's his job, which we talk about all the time, and that is his job. And what a fantastic world we're living in watching him.
Well, the call for you today down on the field is our Kelly Glendenning.
Thanks, John. Before the match, I had the opportunity to speak with head coach Gary Smith about the team's mentality and their confidence heading into tonight's match. Here's what he had to say.
Well, I'd be surprised if the group's not confident. You know, 3 victories back-to-back and 3 clean sheets will do the world of good for any team. I will say this, if the group take this Hartford team lightly, then it will become a very difficult night. They've been a little bit erratic in their play, and yes, they've conceded goals, but they're also very, very capable.
And just for reference, Nashville SC has scored 37 goals this season. 6 have come in the last 3 matches. John?
Well, First Tennessee Park ready to host its first soccer match since mid-June, the first of 4 games in the stadium in August. Will it be the scene of a 4th straight victory? We find out next. Our starting lineups and opening kickoff coming up. Fans preparing for the only USL Eastern Conference match of the evening. It's just moments away from First Tennessee Park. So let's go ahead and examine the lineups. We'll begin with the home side, Nashville SC, strutting in tonight, having won 3 straight matches, all by shutout. And for the 3rd straight game, Gary Smith reveals an identical starting lineup. The 4-2-3-1 for Nashville. 2 borrowed players in the middle of the defense, Jimmy Hartford and Forrest Lasso, anchoring that defense that hasn't conceded in nearly 300 minutes.
So you can't miss the big guy. Forrest Lasso stands 6'6", is a great ball winner and an amazing organizer. He's settled in and runs the Nashville defense very well.
Lasso played nearly 400 MLS minutes for FC Cincinnati before being loaned out to Nashville SC. For the visitors from Connecticut, they're a team that's conceded the most goals in the entire USL Championship. However, they claimed their first clean sheet in club history on Thursday, a 3-0 win over Bethlehem. Manager Jimmy Nielsen makes just 1 change from that historic 11, and he turns to the 21-year-old Mads Jorgensen to command the club again.
Don't look away when number 8 is within 25 yards of goal. He has a dangerous and accurate strike from distance, and he can light a field up from any place on that pitch.
Jorgensen captaining a team in Denmark last year at just 19 years old. He has 3 goals this year for Hartford. Well, it has been a transformational month for Nashville Soccer Club. They have turned a schedule into a checklist, the table into a ladder, expectations into confirmations, and now in the Tennessee twilight, a chance for continuation of it all. Over 4.5 weeks have elapsed since the boys in gold last lost a soccer match. Over 4.5 hours of playing time elapsed without conceding a goal. Roughly the time it would take to fly back and forth between these 2 distant cities. Nashville and Hartford whistled to life in Germantown. Nashville covered head to toe in gold, and Hartford in their road white kits. It's a 4-4-2 tonight for the visitors. The left back, Raymond Lee. Ryan Williams, who is listed as questionable, 14 in white, makes the starting side of Jimmy Nielsen, former MLS goalkeeper, in his first season, obviously, with Hartford. It is their first season in the USL. Take a look at our Vanderbilt Health Injury Report. Mainstay Derek Jones continues to rehab from an injury suffered in Open Cup duty over 2 months ago, while Cameron Lancaster and Matt LaGrassa linger on it as questionable. Neither has played since an early July injury at Lou City, and neither will play tonight. Man in the middle tonight, Eric Tattersall launched his professional refereeing career with 33 straight matches void of a red card. That all changed last week. 8 yellow card, 1 red card encounter between Tulsa and Phoenix. Hartford with almost exclusive use of the ball here in the opening minute. Nashville wins possession with Belmar. And slammed over the inline by Alex Davey. Nashville led by Gary Smith. He told us tonight would be valuable in putting pressure on the teams above them in the table. Right now, Nashville 4th in the conference. They still got matches with first place Tampa Bay and second place New York in the next month. 3 points tonight would certainly bring his team closer to striking distance to those two teams that hover at the top of the table. Here's Forrest Lasso, on loan from FC Cincinnati. 2 players on MLS contracts at center back tonight for Nashville, as Lasso joined by Jimmy Ockford. Speaking of MLS, there's one of the top goalkeepers in league history. Jimmy Nielsen turned 42 years old yesterday, the 2012 MLS Goalkeeper of the Year. 128 appearances for Sporting Kansas City. Interesting, the same year in which Gary Smith's Colorado Rapids won the MLS Cup, Jimmy Nielsen actually started his decorated career in America as a player in Kansas City. His second match in the U.S., a clean sheet over a Smith-led Rapids team where Matt Pickens started in goal, who starts tonight for Nashville SC, and Kosuke Kimura started at right back. Not much has changed, has it?
I'd say it looks similar, just different colors.
It's a hefty challenge by Jorgensen in the middle of the pitch. And a 4th minute yellow card out. And Eric Tattersall. Oh no.
Oh,
no.
No.
Oh no. Oh. It's Michael Reed who's down for Nashville.
Yep, that's not good. Not good to see Michael Reed down like that. He's got to be in a tremendous amount of pain. Imagine we're going to see a stretcher come out pretty soon.
Oh, it's a nightmare in Nashville right now. The captain, Michael Reed, down. And a very serious leg injury. Horrific scene.
I tell you what, though, look at what a champion Michael Reed was on the ground.
I think they're going to toss here
There it
Jorgensen.
goes.
That's the least of our cares right now.
There it is.
So Jorgensen is out. Excuse me.
Wait.
Yeah, it is Jorgensen who's
Jorgensen.
out. And he, too, shook up by the injury. Certainly not something that he would wish on any opponent. Just a sinking feeling, isn't it, Ronnie? You just wish you could go back in time 5 minutes.
Not even. I mean, you feel for Jorgensen. He's obviously deflated. Didn't mean to come in the way that he did. Obviously came in high for the type of injury that we're looking at with Michael Reed. He's heartbroken. You can see Mike Pickens patting him on the back, telling him it's going to be okay. But a season-ending injury like that for a captain of a team is very difficult, even for the opponent to swallow as he's leaving.
You feel for Jorgensen too.
Oh.
Clearly dejected.
Absolutely.
Certainly saw the scene, and it's a lonely locker room. There's nobody in there for him.
No.
And for Nashville, see your captain go down like that it's heart-wrenching.
And Michael Reed, again, back to the credit, he was still leading from the ground, talking to his team about getting it done, and he has to be in a tremendous amount of pain. So there it is. There's our sub coming into the game.
You also saw at your screen Jimmy Nielsen, the Hartford coach, had actually come over to the Nashville sideline as well to talk to the players and the coaches. It's Ken Tribbett who will come in, the most unfortunate substitution. Tribbett will replace Michael Reed, who's still being placed onto the stretcher.
So now with the red card, now you're looking at a situation where Hartford's playing a man down for practically 90 minutes.
The applause is for Michael Reed being wheeled off the field. And even when he is on a bed being taken off the field, still playing the role of captain.
What a warrior.
Talking to his teammates. Actually even took off the armband and handed it. I mean, he fully carries his role even when he's unable to continue. And for those who are family and friends of Reed watching this, we'll certainly give you any updates when we have them, but clearly a very serious injury.
So now we have a challenge for the players too, right? You've got two teams that are obviously drastically affected by that type of injury on the field, and now they've got to step up and they've got to play, and they've got to reignite and find a way to compete really early as Nashville's watching their captain leave the field. Hartford's playing a man down. One of their players that's been a key player for them in the last few games is now off the field, and this is a challenge for both teams.
All right, so let's reset here. Hartford down to 10 players. The red card going to Mats Jorgensen. It came at the expense of a very serious injury to captain Michael Reed of Nashville SC, and Ken Tribbett has been brought in replacement of Michael Reed. In the end, about an 8-minute delay. Reed has exited to the right of your screen. And again, if we get updates, we will pass them along to you. So, Ronnie, all we can do from here on is do our best to focus on the game. 10th minute, Hartford down a man. A team that gives up the most goals in the USL. Tall task for the visitors coming in tonight, and now much taller as they move forward without, not only did they lose a player, they lost their best player in Mats Jorgensen.
And a little bit of energy. You know, they did start the game on the front foot. They were keeping possession of the ball. They were starting to build a little bit of a rhythm. And, you know, it's broken now.
Well, fans, keep up to date with us all season long. Follow our journey to Major League Soccer at NashvilleSC.com. There's Colin Martin in on loan from Minnesota United, former teammates with Justin Davis of Nashville SC at Minnesota United. 24-year-old, called in just this week. Now Jimmy Ockford. Here's Bolu Akinyoti. Full 90 in 5 straight matches for Akinyoti. Tribbett. Washington. Akinyoti. Tribbett misconnecting with Rios. It's 1 possession back. Kimura. Akinyoti holding off Dixon. Spray just in front of Dixon. All right, so if you're Hartford, a team that has only had 1 clean sheet this season, granted it was their last match, 3-0 win over Bethlehem. What is your strategy playing one of the most talented teams in the USL and one of the most talented players, if not the most talented player, in Daniel Rios, the striker for Nashville tonight?
Well, you're
down a man.
Yeah, you're gonna have to sit back, and that's what they're doing right now. They're in 2 banks of 4 in their back line, and they're in a 4-4-1, and they're gonna have to look to absorb pressure as much as they possibly can. And then they're going to try to spring Dixon, who you can see is their lone attacking player right now. I suspect that at some point we're going to see a formation change by Nashville, because right now they're playing 4 backs against 1 attacking player. So we're either going to see Taylor Washington pressed very high and Kimura pressed very high throughout the game, or we're going to see a potential change in lineup for Coach Smith's group as the game progresses, because there's just no reason to keep 4 players behind the ball when they only have 1 to spring on a counterattack.
Tribbett scouting. To his right is Kimura. Rios the lone target, standing at the top of the 18-yard box. Now Meloto leads the team in assists. Rios nearly connecting with Tribbett, taken back by Kimura, finds its way to Meloto under the feet of Daniel Rios. Our Kelly Glendenning is down on the sideline. Kelly, what do you have for us?
John, I was down here and I saw that entire scene play out, just the heartbreak in his teammates' faces, seeing Michael Reed go down like that. And actually, while Reed was down, he called Forrest Lasso over personally, gave him that hand motion and said, "Forrest, come over here," handed him the captain's armband. They gave each other a high five and a handshake, and it was really just wonderful to see Reed seek out his teammate like that, for Forrest Lasso to step up. His 3rd game with the club, now captain after Reed's out.
If there's any doubt who the leader of this team is, it is Michael Reed.
Oh, without a
doubt.
To
do what he did in the situation that he was put in.
And you know, he had to have been in a tremendous amount of pain on the field with that type of injury. And the grace that he displayed while he was on the field to his teammates, to the other team, the forgiveness to Jorgensen when he came over and let him know it was okay. I mean, he really was just a champion through and through that entire time. And that is difficult to do. The handing of the captain's band to Forrest Lasso is something to be noted, because Michael Reed has led this team for 2 years as the team captain. And for him, after 2 short weeks of Forrest Lasso being here and 3 games in the lineup, handing him the captain's band means that he's making a tremendous impact, not only during games, but off the field and during the training environment. So he has great leadership potential with this team, or Michael Reed never would have entrusted that band to him.
Lasso, his 3rd appearance for Nashville. 31 appearances for FC Cincinnati last year. In fact, started all 3 matches against Nashville, including a game in this stadium.
Maybe at halftime he'll get the captain's band going the right direction.
Nashville has not been scored on with Forrest Lasso on the field. Same with Jimmy Ockford. Here's Alan Wynn, finding space down the far side, isolating Kyle Karinga. Trying to slice through 2 defenders, carried out for a throw-in. Washington working in tight quarters. The flag is up, offside on Taylor Washington. Excuse me, throw in for Hartford Athletic. So Nashville came into this match 286 minutes without being scored on. Got to get to the 24th minute tonight to set a franchise record. Fans see the latest team content on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat at our handle, Nashville SC. To camping from the defensive end is Jimmy Ockford. Akinyoti. Williams. Finds its way back to Williams. Now Dixon with space to turn. Low and driven. Easily saved by Matt Pickens. So 10-man Hartford with the first shot on goal of the game.
Well, the problem is Nashville's speed of play is so slow right now. I mean, they're taking 3 and 4 touches on the ball, and then on their third completed pass, the next one is a giveaway. And here comes Hartford playing with a little bit more zing to them and playing with a little bit quicker transition. And Nashville's really got to pick up the pace of this game.
First touch from Wynn was aimed in the direction of Daniel Rios. Wynn appealing for a handball. Lightning quick Allen Wynn. Already as many assists this season too than he had last season. He's done so in over 1,000 less minutes. Washington. Wynn. Heavy touch from Rios. Possession won back by Bedoya. Immediately reclaimed by Akinyoti. Now Rios. Melodo. Kimura. Wynn. Moved wide for Washington. Towards the corner is Wynn. He's won a corner kick. And he thinks incorrectly. It's a goal kick for Hartford. You make the call, Ronnie?
I think it's off Allen Wynn's foot. I think the official got it right.
Eric Tattersall, our center official tonight. His second time in this building. The first match was the 1-0 win for St. Louis. One of the first matches of the season here at First Tennessee Park. St. Louis, a team that was hot out of the gates, top of the table through the first couple games, and has since sunk right to the playoff dividing line. Some weeks they're in, some weeks they're out. Foul call goes on Alex Davey. It'll be a Nashville SC set piece. They take it quickly. Incisive ball by Lasso. Popped up by Rios. Belmar. Kimura. Hartford staying compact. Team that has allowed over 50 goals this season. The only team, Nashville fans will love this, the only team in North America in professional soccer that's given up more goals is Cincinnati of Major League Soccer.
Sorry, Cincinnati.
Look at the goal differential between these two teams. Nashville looking to add to theirs. It's off the head of Kyle Karinga. The 25-year-old down.
Oh, yeah. Oof. That's a ball off of Washington's strong foot right to the back of Karinga. Knocked him right off his feet.
Karinga, part of the Tampa Bay Rowdies last year, just 4 appearances. Actually spent most of his professional career in Finland, falling between the 2nd and 3rd division. Been told we'll be given an update on Michael Reed further on in this game. They are monitoring him. The official word obviously is a leg or foot injury. Certainly knew that. Anything else we can pass along, we will. Hey fans, get Nashville SC updates and alerts all year long by clicking follow on ESPN.com. Rios. Meloto. Now Rios holding off a defender. Retreating to defend is Dahlgaard. Bumped in the direction of Hartford. Controlled by Kimura. Over the top from Lasso. Into the trajectory of Rios. Claimed by Belmar. Active first 23 minutes from Kimura. Now here's Belmar. Auditioning Lee. Service from Kimura as far as Tribbett. And now Wynn. Tribbett. Washington. Akinyoti with Kimura to his right. Stead for Belmar. Important intervention from Lee. And Kimura hustling to win the throw. There's Jimmy Nielsen. The 2013 MLS Cup with Sporting Kansas City as their starting goalkeeper. Actually played in the Cup final and won it. Had a pair of broken ribs. I think too, he played in a match actually against the Colorado Rapids. He played 6 games against the Colorado Rapids in which either Gary Smith was the coach, Matt Pickens was the goalkeeper, or Kosuke Kimura was the right back. Long story short, Kosuke Kimura only has a handful of career goals. One of them was scored against Jimmy Nielsen.
There he is, the goal-scoring legend.
8 goals, 324 appearances. 2012 was the year of one of them, and it came against Jimmy Nielsen. Nashville has officially broken a club record. Longest streak without conceding a goal in club history. Due's got to deal with this. Makes the catch. So Nashville now 310 minutes without conceding a goal. And it coincides with the loan with Jimmy Otford and then adding some armor with Forrest Lasso. 2 center backs have been impossible to crack for the opposition so far in USL action this season.
I will say that the stoppage at the beginning of the game, I think, has affected the quality of the match. It's slow. It's not very deliberate. There's not much of a competition that's going out between the two teams. And I think someone's got to pick up the speed of play and the pace of this game a bit.
You ever a situation like this when you were a coach?
Always. You know, you're always in a situation where a team is going to play with a lower restraining line, whether they're playing with 10 or 11.
Well, the question more have you been a coach when there's a serious injury and the impact with your team and how you coach them through that process?
Oh, absolutely. You know, I think every coach has been in that situation where one of their star players has gone down and had to depart the game. And, you know, the morale of the team is difficult to reproduce when your captain's not on the field.
You're just joining us. The Mats Jorgensen red card in the 8th minute. Awarded to the Danish midfielder for a tackle on Michael Rios. That has sent Michael Rios to the hospital. And we've looked at the replays. We're not going to show them.
No.
But also, to Jorgensen's credit, I mean, player was distressed coming off of the pitch. There was no intent in it.
No, it was a hard tackle. He came in high. There's no doubt about it. But he had much remorse.
So here's Nashville with Daniel Rios down the right flank. It's a good cross right across the frame of goal.
So another thing, if you're going to go back and we'll revisit what do you do when you have a player, an impact player that stepped out of the game with an injury? You know, that's the difficult part about this sport is it's a player's game and they have to manage that environment. There's no timeouts. There's no TV timeouts. There's no opportunity for the coach to bring them together, to reorganize, to remotivate, for players to have a conversation with one another and to replicate the pregame warm-up and the preparation that you have stepping onto the field. And so, unfortunately, what we're seeing here is really a lack of delivery from both teams right now. Understandable. And I think they're going to find the game, but the longer Nashville allows the speed of the game to stay slightly dormant, the longer Hartford can stay in it.
Misplaced pass from Kimura. Lee lobbed over Kimura towards Dahlgaard. The threat perishes with the intervention of Ken Tribbett, player who started the season at center back, was injured with a muscle strain. While he was injured, Forrest Lasso and Jimmy Otford were brought in, and now Ken Tribbett playing the position of his number, which is the 6, the holding midfield role. He sent it wide for Kimura, chipped back in. The header from Belmar, comfortably saved by Frederick Douay.
So good ball by Kosuke Kimura. Belmar's practically wide open, does a good job keeping it on frame. What you're going to see today also is Douay's going to have a great game. If Nashville starts creating a rhythm and getting opportunities in that final third and quality looks on frame, Douay's going to have to come up big.
Allen Wynn for Belmar. Onto his right foot, slammed off of DeVitt, the center back. And Carlton Belmar is starting to find some inroads through this 10-man Hartford defense. th minute. Nashville looking for its 9th win in 10 games against teams in the bottom 8 of the USL Eastern Conference standings. It's Lebo Meloto. Good combination play at the edge of the area. A player that is heating up, a goal and assist in 6 of his last 7 starts. 29-year-old South African Lebo Meloto.
Oh, save made by the fan. Unlike baseball, you have to give that ball back, though.
Lee. Past Dixon. You have to give Hartford credit. A team that gives up more goals than anybody in the USL has essentially played down a man from the opening minutes of this game, and not a lot of good Nashville opportunities.
And Nashville's not helping themselves. They're just not playing quick enough. in order to break down two banks of four defensively, you've got to keep the ball hot. You've got to keep it moving. In order to draw them out of spaces, you've got to keep the ball moving, and you've got to get out of the same spot that you are. That's 4 consecutive passes in the same space. Now we need to switch the point of attack and go the opposite direction and get them to have to transfer their shape.
Tribbett. Something to flick through. Carlton Belmar. Major League Soccer is almost here. Season tickets are now available. Ticket packages start at just $25 a match. Payment plans are available. To purchase your 2020 MLS season tickets, visit NashvilleSC.com. All 10 players behind the ball for Hartford. Nashville probing and prodding. Rios down the far side. Belmar awaiting. Kept in play by Rios. Tribbett. Wide for Allen Wynn, who's been inverted now on the right side. Kimura. And now Washington. Nashville, 70% of the possession in this half. Now Rios down on the floor awkwardly. Jimmy Ockford, important header, denying Dixon. Was trying to send Belmar into the corner. Off the ball, he was taken down by Alex Davey. And it sets up a free kick. An opportune position for Nashville SC. Look at Belmar at the top of your screen. Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's actually lucky that he wasn't booked. You know, Davey's flirting with a booking on something like that. I mean, that was just a charge. Just flat out blocked him from keeping his run going.
2 players standing over the free kick. It's Daniel Rios and Lebo Maloto. Three-man wall for Hartford, set by Frederick Douay, the Danish goalkeeper. Fifth minute. Will it be Rios or Maloto? It's Rios. Never threatening or bothering Frederick Douay. Daniel Rios, 1 goal away from the top of the standings in a tie with Solomon Asante in the USL Golden Boot race. Asante does not play tonight. So were Rios to score 2, he would be in sole possession. And an ill-fated goal kick from Douay. Ever had one of those back in your playing days as a goalkeeper?
My jaw is wide open. I feel for him. I really do. But at this level, with no pressure on you, on a set piece, you're going to have to do a little bit better job keeping that in the field of play.
Douay got his first clean sheet, the club's first clean sheet against Bethlehem on Thursday, a 3-0 Hartford win. Douay, one of the 4 players from Denmark on this team. Pipeline, their head coach Jimmy Nielsen, Danish himself. Well, fans follow Nashville SC and the rest of the USL Championship all season long on ESPN Plus, home to the USL, MLS, and more. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com. Now Raymond Lee has gone down, and Eric Tattersall has whistled a foul. Call goes against Nashville.
And that's the second foul where players ended on the ground holding an ankle from Tribbett. He's very wise. He runs away after the foul's committed. He just stepped on his foot. Although painful.
Still down his lead, the 26-year-old. Nashville fans remember him. It's probably from his time at the Pittsburgh Riverhounds last year, one of the mainstays for Bob Lilly's squad. Lee, the only player to score in Tennessee, did so against Memphis. For Hartford, actually took 2 trips to Memphis. They lost both of them, one in USL action and one in US Open Cup. Outscored 8-1 in those 2 games by Memphis. Can they threaten here on the set piece? It's launch back post. Soaring header from Tribbett. .38th minute now. We're expecting only about 6 or 7 minutes of stoppage time. It's a long way to go in this half. Bedoya. Good ball towards Dixon. Hartford, the deck stacked against them. Coming in and even higher now. They're playing with just 10 men. This is a team that scored 12 goals over their last 5 matches. This is Hartford. The other in Nashville has scored 7 goals in their last 5 games. So came in wondering just how this game would go, and pretty much everybody you talked to said, well, 4-2, 5-3. I mean, who knows what this could be. Most likely very similar to the first game that was played, which was 3-2 for Nashville. Instead, it's 0-0 as Daniel Rios inherits a promising attack. He immediately dies with a defensive effort from Hartford Athletic. Here's Colin Martin. We weren't expecting 0-0 in the 39th minute.
Nor were we expecting an early red card.
Yeah.
Right? I think it's been a game that is waiting for a hero to step up right now on either team.
Dixon went for glory, slammed it off a Nashville defender. Brought to earth by Lasso. Sent in the direction of Daniel Rios in a foot race with Davey. Now Matt Pickens testing the limits of the 18-yard box. Melodo with room to roam. Belmar galloping forward. It's Carlton Belmar, slammed off of a sliding DeVitt. Nodded towards Bedoya.
That's a great tackle by DeVitt. Throws his body at it, deflects it, gets up to his feet very quickly. Lovely tackle.
DeVitt played for Jimmy Nielsen at Oklahoma City in 2016, but played for FC Cincinnati last year. Saw sparing time in Ohio. Now here's Lebo Melodo. Opportunity to push Nashville forward. He's selected Daniel Rios. Belmar flooding forward. They'll build backwards. Now Washington. Pondering his cross. Has Melodo in support. Now Kosuke Kimura. Win. Melodo. Rios. In Washington with time to deliver. Repelled by DeVitt.
That ball from Washington next time has to get past that first defender and look onto that second seam runner from Nashville.
Well, soccer fans, get your official Nashville SC gear, including MLS styles, online at nashvillesc.com. Slaloming through was Alan Wynn. First time cross from Washington. Falls back for Wynn. Still Alan Wynn carrying through. Slammed off the defender. Follow-up coming from Daniel Rios. Best look of the night for Nashville. Could not get the texture on the ball to curve it into the far post. The deadlock nearly broken by the USL Eastern Conference's top scorer.
Wynn in his quick little feet. He gets, again, a deflection. Great little chop. Feint back by Rios. Right here. Pulls it back. Just tries to bend it around to put it into that far post. Just not quite enough on it.
Clairvoyant defending from Tribbett. One back by Lee. A rare constellation of passes for Hartford. Taylor Washington's been whistled for the foul. If there's one way for Hartford to remain in this game or take a shock lead, it is through set pieces.
And that is one of the risks. You're up a man, you get in a rhythm, you're keeping the ball. All of a sudden, Hartford picks and chooses its moment, and when you get caught in transition with a big attacking shape, you have to get back and defend very quickly. And unfortunately, this can be the result. And as you said, this is a viable option and a great opportunity for Hartford.
Right now for Hartford, just 4 players in the penalty area. Nashville with all 11 in goal inside the 18-yard box. Hartford also doesn't want to get busted committing too many numbers forward. Free kick, sent in back post. Leaping header from Belmar.
Well, you know, there was really no threat of Nashville going forward because they had all 11 players in the box defending. It's a good little bent ball, a little bit out of Pickens' reach, and Belmar does a great job of getting in there and breaking up that play. It does result in a corner kick, which yet gives another set-piece opportunity for Hartford to try to capitalize.
Coca-Cola corner kick being prepared by Ryan Williams. Player who doesn't have an assist this season. He's launched it in 2 fists by Matt Pickens.
Excellent clearance by Matt Pickens. Excellent clearance.
And no nonsense clearance from Daniel Rios on the second ball.
Strong, two-handed, cleared the first line of defense. Here we go. We get a different look at it. Look at him. Comes out strong. 2 hands, as far as he can. The job is to clear this first line of defense, and he does that effectively. Excellent job by Matt Pickens.
So Gary Smith was telling us during the week that he'd been alternating Matt Pickens and Connor Sparrow, 2 games on, 2 games off. The reason why he's still playing Pickens is because of the new center backs in, that he just wanted some continuity while everybody got acquainted.
And it's a great issue for Coach Smith to have. He's got 2 very good goalkeepers. And Matt Pickens, you know, you're looking at his 3rd straight clean sheet. So you really do want to maintain that continuity and create that chemistry between your 2 center backs and your goalkeeper. And it's unfortunate timing for Sparrow, because it very well could have been Sparrow in the goal when this little streak started.
Lupa Melodo, body down by Colin Martin. We saw the stoppage time, 5 minutes, an unusual amount for the first half. It coming because of the lengthy and serious injury to Captain Michael Reed of Nashville SC. is also the reason you see the graphic at the upper left corner of your screen, also the reason for the red card on Mats Jorgensen of Hartford.
I will say that with the type of injury that he did have, 5 minutes of extra time is incredibly efficient by the training staff. They handled that expertly, with ease and quickly, and got Michael Reed to the help that he needed right away. And so, excellent job by the Nashville Soccer Club training staff.
Hartford this season on the road has conceded by the 21st minute on average. Here they are playing pretty much a man down the entire half. Not only have they shut Nashville out, they have rarely given up any good looks. A really good Daniel Rios opportunity. Other than that, not a whole lot of open chances for Nashville SC against Jimmy Nielsen's squad.
No, they've defended well, and they've defended in very good pockets, and their movement has been good, and it's been connected, and it's been very difficult to break down. But again, I think if Nashville could play a little bit quicker, get Hartford to compromise their shape defensively so that they can find pockets to be able to then attack into, it's going to take a speed change by Nashville. It's going to take a little bit more deliberate movements and a little bit more dynamic action from the players off of the ball in order to be able to break down two banks of four.
Jimmy Ockford with a pasture in front of him. Now Lasso. Invited forward by the 10 men of Hartford. Hopefully launched towards Wynn. Left it short. Barricaded by Lee. Tribbett. Now Wynn. Overlapping run coming from Kimura. It's a heavy touch from Melodo. And pumped to safety by Martin. Lasso again. Melodo. It's real staccato passing. Melodo meandering through. Touch from Belmar. Melodo has hauled down Colin Martin, and Lebo Melodo needs to be careful. A player that is one yellow card away from a yellow card suspension. Melodo with technically 5 yellow cards this season. Although he had one erased in the yellow card standings, I guess we'll call it. Had one erased due to, quote, good behavior, which is 5 straight matches without a yellow card. So 5 is the threshold. And after getting one erased, he is now just one yellow card below that threshold of 5. All you have to do is make an appearance without a yellow card. So you could come in for 2 minutes at the end of a game and it would count as good behavior in a game if you're trying to put together a streak of good behavior.
that is certainly an interesting dynamic to that. We're just going to hold you this game because we think it's going to be pretty competitive and physical, but then we're going to get you in the last about 3 minutes of stoppage time so you can get, you know, past that good behavior stage.
Last seconds here of a turbulent first half. Tribbett. One last push forward for Nashville. It looks like a whole lot of the other maneuvers up the field. Slam to safety by 10-man Hartford. Well, a game that was completely turned around by an early injury to Michael Reed. One that has sent him to a local hospital. It also resulted in a red card, and everybody ready to just regroup, get back to the locker room. 0-0 our score at First Tennessee Park. It's our halftime presented by Nissan. Much to talk about during the interval Nashville SC looking to continue its winning streak. 3 straight wins for Nashville SC. And Hartford going to start a winning streak of its own, coming off a win against Bethlehem. 0-0 our score at First Tennessee Park. It's our halftime presented by Nissan. We'll be back in just a few moments on MyTV 30 and ESPN+.
To be honest, I think it's
Welcome to Halftime by Nissan. We have an off-the-field story for you on midfielder Lebo Maloto. He was awarded an honor on the USL Team of the Week last week for a goal and an assist on Saturday. He's definitely settled into his role on the field, but now he's settling into his role as a new father. Here's more.
To be honest, I think it's been a dramatic change. It's been pretty good, you know, a healthy change, but at the same time, a tough transition. I remember when we first had Josie, it was during the season, and when I could barely sleep, you know. It's not about me anymore, you know, I can't be selfish anymore, you know, it's about Josie, it's about the family, you know. So I basically come last, you know, it's as the baby, my wife, and then me. I told myself, I said, you know, I think the more I can be involved, you know, I think the better it will be for, you know, not for the young man, but, you know, for a relationship, you know, because at the end of the day, we're in this together. I remember when I went home last year and I was sitting down with my dad and he was actually watching me change a diaper, and I don't think he has ever done that, you know, and I think it shows how much we're evolving, how much dads want to be involved, you know, how much dads want to be involved, and I think my advice to you know, future dads is, you know, try to do your best to be as involved as you can. You know, changing a diaper doesn't make you less of a man. You know, I think it's been a healthy roller coaster. You know, it's been beautiful. I go to training sessions and I have something to look forward to after training sessions. You know, spend time with my family, spend time with Josie, and it's been amazing. It's been amazing.
Back to you, John and Ronnie, for stats and more.
Thank you very much, Kelly. 0-0 our score now at First Tennessee Park. Halftime presented by Nissan. Let's go ahead and take a look at our first half stats between Nashville and Hartford. And well, obviously the possession certainly skewed towards Nashville, the total passes. All of that because Nashville played most of the first half with a man advantage. The 8th minute red card to Mats Jorgensen makes the difference here. Not a lot of good opportunities, though, in those 7 shots, though, for Nashville SC.
No, it was a bit of a slow, lackluster half for both teams, and I think that plays into the pace that Hartford would like to see for the rest of the match. You know, they survived the first 45 minutes of this game without giving up a goal. That in itself is an accomplishment going into the locker room. Now they have a chance to regroup, to gain some energy back, and then to face the second half. But Nashville's going to have more pep in their step, for lack of a better term. They're going to have to move the ball quicker, and they're going to have to find a way to be able to pull out Hartford into more dangerous spaces, get them committed higher.
It's an incredibly important second half for Nashville SC, and here's why. The team could jump as high as 3rd place in the USL Eastern Conference tonight. They are trying to keep pace with red-hot New York Red Bulls 2 and the Tampa Bay Rowdies, 2 teams that they play in this upcoming month. Were Nashville to get a victory tonight, they stay within striking distance of those top 2 spots.
Well, 3 points is imperative for Nashville. I mean, I think everyone on this field knows that Nashville should come out of this game with 3 points. Not only because we're looking at the standings, but also because we're looking at the quality of the match. Nashville is on a roll. They're in their 3rd straight match where they're playing well. They've been effective in their attack, and they've had clean sheets. So now they have to get the results.
Here are the upcoming games for Nashville SC. They get right back to work on Saturday night against Bethlehem, and then Charlotte on the road. And then you look at those matches, they're in late August. 2 massive ones, but only if Nashville makes it that way by accumulating points in the games leading up to the Red Bulls 2 and Tampa Bay Rowdies games.
Well, and look at the schedule. That's a lot of games in a short period of time. You know, that's a fun-filled and a very action-packed August set up for Nashville. Depending on how they manage this game will dictate what happens next.
Well, night has fallen over Nashville. We are still looking for our first goal in this game. Fans certainly want it too. 0-0 our score at First Tennessee Park. Our halftime presented by Nissan rolls on.
All right, soccer fans, I'm meteorologist Justin Chambers from Fox 17. Hopefully enjoying the game as you drive home and leave the stadium tonight. First of all, be safe. Temperatures in the lower 70s, mainly clear skies, and temperatures that will stay mild for this time of year. But we've got more storms on the way as we head into Thursday. And you can see that here on our future track, taking you through Thursday morning into the afternoon. We're going to see more of those bubbling up thunderstorms later into the day and another round of storms on Friday. All right, go NSC.
Good news about that weather forecast, though. If you go a little bit past it, Saturday looking pretty good for Nashville SC's next home match, but still plenty more to take care of here at First Tennessee Park as we welcome you back to our broadcast presented by Buckets and our broadcast position here at FTP. John Freeman, Ronnie Woodard. Well, it was a game that really was turned around. A 9th-minute red card to Mats Jorgensen, the injury to Michael Reed. It leads us to our highlights. There aren't a lot of them. It was quite a sluggish first half. Let's dive right into it. Matt Pickens made a couple saves early. But really, Ronnie, Nashville couldn't get much going on the offensive end, and Hartford with limited opportunities and also with 10 men for the entirety of the half. This is one of their best looks.
Yeah, it's an ambitious shot. Doesn't have much pace on it. Matt Pickens makes a very clean, easy save. This is the biggest Matt Pickens save of the day. Ball served into the box. He gets after it with 2 hands, clears the first line of defense very safely, and puts it out of reach. And then here we go. We have a Belmar head off of a cross from Kimura. And once again, a pretty routine save for Douay. And then a good look from Rios, pulls the ball back, knocks it around, basically just doesn't get enough on his bend and enough texture on that ball to hit that ball into the far post. That's it.
Those are our first half highlights. Obviously, the red card playing a major role in that first half. We do have a replay of it, but we do not want to show it. Michael Reed has been taken to the hospital for evaluation with a leg injury. That's the latest we have. If we hear anything else, we'll pass it along to you. Daniel Rios, 1 goal away from tying Solomon Asante at the top of the USL Golden Boot race. Nashville has also made a substitution. They did so in the first half. It was Ken Tribbett who came in for the injured captain Michael Reed, but also Ropapa Mensah out onto the field. Still awaiting word on who Mensah has replaced. We might be able to figure out just by the eye test real soon here, Ronnie.
With their second substitution, Nashville sends in number 3, Ropapa Mensah. Number 27, Kosuke Kimura.
So Kosuke Kimura has been brought out, and that's a trade of a right back, Kimura, for an outright forward in Ropapa Mensah.
Which, as we talked about at the half, did we think Coach Smith was going to make an adjustment and take out a defender and add an extra attacking player and change his system? So what it looks like right now is he's got Tribbett, Ockford, and Lasso playing in a 3-back. And it looks like he's settled into that shape defensively, and he's adding 5 into the midfield and playing with a 2 front with Ropapa and Rios. So Nashville's made a substitution, taking Kimura off, making the adjustment and putting Tribbett as a defender, as a center back. And then now he's looking to expose them on the flank. And he's looking to play 2 versus 2 with Rios and Ropapa pressed up on the 2 center backs, Davy and Devi for Hartford right now, to see if he can make an equal combination and get numbers into the attack a little bit better.
So a 3-5-2.
A 3-5-2.
Which is what Nashville has volleyed between this 3-5-2 and the 4-2-3-1. Which they came out in at the beginning of this match, in the same formation that guided them to this long winning streak and clean sheet streak. And now, because of the injury to Michael Reed, and also just knowing that Hartford's down to 10 men, you don't need another defender in Kimura. Nashville going to that 3-5-2 at halftime.
Yeah, and we talked about this in the first half. There was just no reason to keep 4 defenders versus 1 attacking player. Hartford's not going to change their shape anytime soon. In order to stay in the game, they're going to have to stay in that 4-4-2 and that 4-4-1, I should say, with the 2 banks of 4 that are sitting deep and they're compact. And so Nashville's going to try to get a little bit more dynamic movement, a little more combination play off of Ropapa Mensah and Daniel Rios up front, pressed up on 2 center backs. Because what center backs don't like is to be even numbers. And so that's exactly what Nashville's trying to create here.
Ropapa Mensah, 5 straight appearances without a goal. And how about this stat? For a team just 1 point out of bottom of the table, Hartford a goal in the opening 15 minutes of the second half. 5 consecutive matches. Some teams are just happy to score in 5 consecutive matches. They've done so in the opening 15 minutes of the second half in 5 straight. Our Kelly Glendinning is down on the field. Kelly, what do you have for us?
Gary Smith, coming out of the locker room, said that emotions have definitely been impacted in the locker room after Michael Reed going down in the first half. He did also say, though, that they were too cautious. Ronnie, like you said, they will be in a 3-5-2, and they need to be much more aggressive to break this deadlock. He really wants for Papa Mensah to work that center lane and really command the center of the field.
Ronnie, you should get into coaching. Word for word.
Coach Smith and I are chatting secretly before halftime, sharing his secrets, which we all are laughing because we know it's absolutely not true.
Coach Smith telling us earlier this week about his team, he said, quote, "These guys have a ruthless edge," in quotes. See if they display it here. Their first forays in the attacking third here in the second half. It's a good cross. Maybe a nick by Douay. It's a moot point as Taylor Washington reloads. Towards Mensah. Smashed away. Retrieved by Akinyoti. Ockford. Belmar. Melodo partially deflected towards Mensah. Let's watch the ball out for a corner kick. This is Nashville SC's first Coca-Cola corner kick of the night.
Coca-Cola corner kick for Nashville SC.
50th minute. The center backs have ventured forward. 6'6" Forrest Lasso at the penalty spot. First, a disagreement on the goal line to deal with.
Little scuffle between Wynn and Lee, trying to establish starting position.
It's valuable real estate, and disputed real estate right there in front of Douay. Now it's Taylor Washington who's ventured over to take the corner. It's a good-looking cross, headed down and in! A goal for Ken Tribbett, a goal for Nashville, and a goal for their fallen captain. Well, he's back. That center back who loves to score.
Great set piece. It's an in-swinger by the left-footed Taylor Washington right into the path, placed perfectly right in front of Ken Tribbett, who is fantastic in the air. As we talk about often, he attacks the ball, keeps it low, puts it past the keeper. The floodgates are going to open.
That is the Dex Imaging goal for Ken Tribbett. A center back with his 3rd goal of the season. It's a massive goal for him. He'd fallen out of the lineup with Ockford and Lasso being brought in on loan. Came in as a substitute in this match. It's going to be hard not to play him, knowing just how good he is on set pieces. We were waiting for that smoke. We assumed it would come tonight. Hartford gives up more goals than anybody in the USL. At 54 goals conceded this season. But do not think that Hartford isn't capable. This is a team that on July 13th beat Indy 11. One of the top teams, according to some, the top team in the USL. Well, it's brought down in a dangerous area. Player down in the box. Hands held to the sky. It was Dahlgaard who was hauled down. Eric Tattersall unimpressed. And now Nashville buzzing. And it's Wynn who's sliced down and the yellow card out immediately.
Late tackle.
It was Tattersall who initially gave a yellow card against Mats Jorgensen in the first half tackle that injured Captain Michael Reed, and then after seeing the severity of the injury, changed it to a red. Simple yellow card here for Daniel Bedoya, player who's on loan from NYCFC. And
just a bit late on the tackle.
Well, that looks like it was handed to Dixon.
It was. It was,
Apologize.
yes. It was going to Dixon.
So Dixon gets the yellow, his second of the year.
Ladies and gentlemen, a yellow card caution has been issued by the referee. Hartford, number 11, Alex Dixon in the 53rd minute.
Set piece hoisted in, and Due watches it out. The fans Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Nashville hungry for more. Akinyoti. And now Ockford. Typically this season when Nashville scores, they do it in bunches and with immediacy. 8 times this season they have scored a goal and then scored another one within 10 minutes. And they continue to expand this shutout streak, well over 300 minutes now, a club record in counting. Ockford. Akinyoti. Nashville using the full width of the pitch. Washington has ventured inward. And now Lasso. Chance to deliver. Expand again to the far side, and now Belmar auditioning Lee. Lodo scouting, and Hartford hemmed in.
Lee's done a really nice, safe job of managing Belmar on that flank. Belmar's faced up several times up against Lee, and Lee's held him up and caused him to have to play backwards.
It's Rios weaving past a bit. Still Daniel Rios! Him again! Always Daniel Rios. He fires himself into a tie for first place in the USL Golden Boot race. And you wonder, is there more for 14 in gold?
It's a good entry ball by Forrest Lazo, but he's basically unopposed. He chops back. There's just no cover. He looks up. I mean, just a very routine, simple play for Daniel Rios. But the isolation touch to begin with was fantastic by him. When he faced up, pulled the ball across, and then found some space inside. David just didn't track him tight enough, had expected cover to come over. And Rios doing exactly what Rios does, gets his head up and carefully places the ball in the back of the net.
Hartford with 10 men now. This could get messy, Ronnie. 57th minute. Hartford trailing by 2. 15th goal of the season for Daniel Rios. 5 straight matches with a goal. 7 of his last 8 with a goal. And now tied with Solomon Asante, who does not play tonight. So Rios has been tied with Asante multiple times this season. Has never been able to surpass Asante. And has the opportunity to do so here. Well, you do wonder just how long will Gary Smith keep him on the pitch. 58th minute, game well at hand. Another match on Saturday. But also keep in mind, Nashville has just one substitution remaining. Ropapa-Mensah brought in for Kosuke Kimura, and then Ken Tribbett to replace the injured captain Michael Reed. That's towards Ropapa-Mensah. It's a heavy first touch. He gets up looking at Eric Tattersall. He's asking for a penalty. And Nashville buzzing. Taylor Washington. Falls to Mensah. Pulled back by Williams. And dispelling the pressure was Martin. There's a Nashville player to the left of your screen down. And it's Daniel Rios.
I think that rebound came and hit him right in the face, is what I think is the issue there.
Take a look at the Kroger replay. It was off of Mensah, and Rios was in the area.
Deflects.
Oh.
Catches him right in the jaw.
Rios told the media that in the beginning of the season he set a personal goal. It was not a small one. It was to win the Golden Boot. To beat hundreds of other players.
He's on
in
his
one
way.
statistic, and he is now tied with Solomon Asante. And what's even more impressive about it is Rios is doing it in the USL Eastern Conference. That when you compare the two conferences, the East versus the West, there are far more many goals in the West. And to do it in the East against the top defenses in the league, to do it against teams like Indy makes the feat even more impressive, to be hanging with Solomon Asante.
Sure.
Of Phoenix, a team that is routinely dropping 4 or 5 goals a game. And wholesale substitutions coming for Hartford. It is Logan Gadula who will replace Dahlgaard. This may be a white flag for Hartford, as Dahlgaard a forward and Gadula a center back on loan from FC Cincinnati. And also Nicky Downs, 23-year-old, just recently graduated from Yale. He will replace Colin Martin. Well, fans, the USL unveiled its elite youth platform, USL Academy. This allows clubs at all levels across the USL to develop its local youth and compete at the highest level. For more information, visit uslsoccer.com/academy.
With their first and second Great Clip substitution, Hartford sends in number 24, Logan Gadula. For number 7,
Nashville SC's next home game will be Saturday, August 10th. That's this Saturday, First Tennessee Park against the Bethlehem Steel. Single game tickets available online at nashvillesc.com. Quick turnaround for Nashville. Fortunately, it wasn't a blazing hot night tonight. And the pace of the game has been rather subdued as well.
It's really pleasant out here right now. But as you said, the pace of the game dictates even more of that.
It will be a fast recovery for Nashville SC against Bethlehem, a team who last played last Thursday, and that lost to Hartford, a 3-0 defeat for the stumbling Steel. Mensah is offside. Flag is up. %72% of the possession to Nashville SC. Win. Selects Ockford. And Belmar maneuvering forward. Daniel Rios could not beat the ball to the inline. Still checking the jaw. Don't see any substitutions being prepared for Nashville just yet. Just one forward on the bench left for Nashville SC. It's that of Tucker Hugh. now Hartford moving forward with Bedoya. To his right is Gadula, stumbling his way through. Could not weave his way through a wall of gold shirts. And Nashville a chance to spring the counterattack. Motoring forward is Daniel Rios, has Ropapa Mintz in support. A late run arriving from Lebo Maloto. It's found its way to Maloto. Following up, they score! Right on top, Allen Wynn. Hartford with nowhere to hide. Nashville has detonated in this second half.
So Daniel Rios is slowing up play. He sees that he's in a 2v2 situation, plays the second runner into Lebo Maloto, who gently steps over the ball and leaves it for Allen Wynn. Really good finish, great work. You had a 2 versus 2 situation early. Rios holds up play. Ropapa makes the first darting run, distracts the defense. The second runner coming in is Lebo Maloto, who then steps over the ball and leaves it to an open Allen Wynn for the finish.
And the Hartford players dispersing after almost a minute-long huddle. The team got together, led by their goalkeeper, Frederick Dewey. Talked over just how they're going to see this game out. 3 goals in less than 20 minutes for Nashville SC. It was scoreless at half, and the floodgates have opened at First Tennessee. And for Allen Wynn, what a renaissance he is having this season. Was seldom used right around the midpoint of the season. Had a 6-match streak in late May, in which he only played 1 match. Now 4 straight starts for Nashville. On the verge of 4 straight wins. And a goal and assist in 5 of his last 7 starts now, with that goal included. Our Kelly Glendenning's down on the sideline. Kelly, what's up?
Stats from the first half. Allen Wynn covered the most distance, and he was the fastest player on the field for Nashville SC at 19.8 miles per hour, though the player who sprinted the most times was Taylor Washington. Overall, stellar night for Wynn.
Allen Wynn, often the motor of this Nashville SC team. Nashville is about to make a substitution, and quite curious who it will be for. Knowing that Allen Wynn has accumulated some miles at high speeds. But also Daniel Rios, the prized possession at center forward. Also a candidate. It's Justin Davis who will check in momentarily. It's a nice response here from Hartford. Settling the game, stringing together passes. Oh, what a wonderfully worked ball to Daniel Rios. Nearly latching on, if not for the crucial intervention of Alex Davey. And initiates the sub. I don't think there's a 46 on the roster, is there?
That's their sub.
Their sub on the right.
I was like, wait a minute.
It is Barrera, excuse me, not Barrera, I'm sorry. It's Bedoya who comes out. Ooh. And frustrated. A long talk with his coach, Jimmy Nielsen. Wojciech Vucic will check in for Hartford, and that is the end of the night for Daniel Rios. So there's our answer. Gary Smith wanting to preserve Daniel Rios for the match on Saturday versus Bethlehem.
For number 46, Daniel Bedoya in the 67th minute.
Rios now 15 goals, tied for the lead in the Golden Boot. Job done. Goal in 5 straight matches.
For number 14, Daniel Rios.
So we still see the 3-5-2. What you see is Tribbets now stepped back into the midfield, playing as a 6 again. The number 6 playing as a 6 was the holding midfielder. And they've put Allen Wynn up a little bit higher and Lebo Maloto up a little bit higher. So now you've got Ropapa, Lebo, and Wynn that are all up there together, but it looks like a tandem of Wynn and Ropapa are now the two front. And Justin Davis has come into the back as part of the three.
Oh, cunning touch from Ropapa-Mensah. They found Taylor Washington. And the cross deflected out by sliding Sim DeVent. Coca-Cola corner kick for Nashville SC. Other stats to watch in this game. Lebo Moloto looking to pad his lead in the USL Eastern Conference assist rankings. Moloto 8 assists this year. Got a chance for number 9 here on this Coca-Cola corner kick. Morris Lasso in the penalty area. It's flicked along into a good spot, and it's 4. Well, who's claimed it?
Looks like Lebo's claiming it.
Well, they just can't help it, Nashville. They've done the job. They look to the scoreboard. We'll take a look at the replay. Just who will get credit for this goal? The replay has the truth. Oh, it's Lebo Moloto. It's an own goal.
It's an own goal. Lebo Moloto.
Well, he doesn't get credit for the goal. It'll go down as an own goal unless, just maybe, oh, there's a touch from Belmar, but it was wide, so no doubt it will be an own goal. Now the question is, and I'm asking you, and we'll find out soon, the official scoring, you can't get an assist on an own goal.
He'll get nothing.
So in the end, there's not going to be anything.
He gets a highlight. But we can talk about what a great ball it was that he placed in there.
The 4th Dex Imaging goal.
Great pace on the ball.
And after a scoreless first half, and in all honesty, a scoreless first half in which Nashville rarely threatened.
Yeah, I think getting to the locker room for Nashville is important. It was important for Gary to refocus and recenter the team. He did make a tactical change in the formation that he was playing. And I think there was some gentle urging to improve the pace of the game and to raise the tempo at which they were playing. And Nashville's answered on all fronts. I think we all knew watching the game right now that it was just going to take one for the floodgates to open.
It's one back by Alan Wynn. Does Nashville have an appetite for more?
That Nashville SC goal presented by Dex Imaging.
Getting the official goal scoring ruling here. They are crediting it to Ropapa-Mensah. So therefore, Lebo Moloto does get the assist. And Ropapa-Mensah gets his 4th goal of the year.
I think Lebo and Ropapa will talk about that later, don't you?
I don't think anybody will have complaints, including Hartford. No one wants to get pegged for an own goal.
No one will complain about that.
Here's Raymond Lee. Karinga. Now Dixon with Belmar in pursuit. It's a Coca-Cola corner kick for Hartford. So the goal to Ropapa-Mensah breaks a streak of 5 appearances without a goal. Over to take the corner kick is Ryan Williams. Whipped in by the 28-year-old. And Matt Pickens present and accounted for. It might be one of his first touches here of this second half, and he's ignited a rapid counterattack for Nashville SC. That is extinguished in the midfield by Kyle Karinga.
Good defending by Kyle Karinga. Stood up. There's a combination play that was very quick in transition that was happening between Lebo Moloto and Ropapa-Mensah. And if he did not have that perfect timing on that tackle, it would have been off to the races, and Nashville would have had numbers up defensively.
Here's Karinga. Off his teammate Downs. Hunted down by Simdevit. Downs. Full-blooded challenge from Tribbett. Try and send Rapampa Mintz on his way. Top speed defending from Davey. Does well to match Mintza stride for stride. Real critical stretch of games here for Nashville, on the verge of their 4th straight win. In Bethlehem, a team that is significantly struggling. Coming to town on Saturday, a Bethlehem team that fell to Hartford 3-0 in their last contest. You never know what you're going to get with what we call MLS 2 sides, like the second team of Major League Soccer. They're affiliated with the Philadelphia Union. You never know the type of players that they'll bring. Here's Alan Wynn. Flag is up. Wynn couldn't hold his run long enough.
It's time to vote for today's Budweiser Man of the Match. Find the poll of the official Nashville SC Twitter handle at Nashville SC. Vote now. Budweiser Man of the Match.
Alan Wynn, 23-year-old Texan.
Man of the match. Do you want mine?
We'll vote in just a second. It's gonna be hard to choose. A lot of candidates for our Budweiser Man of the Match. Now Lee. Nashville looking for its 4th clean sheet and its 9th home match. Looking for its 4th straight game without conceding a goal. The center back pairing of Lasso and Ockford have not given up a goal. In fact, Jimmy Ockford, who preceded Forrest Lasso by 1 game, the Memphis game on the road just last month, Jimmy Ockford has not conceded a goal in a Nashville uniform.
That's a tall tale. That is that's a great feat. And remember, you can't really, in the last 2 games, this is the 3rd straight game, you can't talk about Lasso and Ockford without acknowledging Pickens right behind them. You know, a goalkeeper is only as good as the center backs, and the center backs are only as good as their goalkeeper. And so the chemistry that's being built between those 3 players right now, we're all getting to watch as these games unfold.
Matt Pickens didn't have to make a save over the weekend versus Swope Park. Really untested tonight as well. It's time to vote for today's Budweiser Man of the Match. Find the poll at the official Nashville SC Twitter account at Nashville SC. The floor is yours, partner.
I'm ready. So I'm going to vote for Tribbett. I think Tribbett came into the game in a difficult situation. I think he anchored the midfield. He had some good activity in the first half. And then he's the one that stepped up and scored the first goal of the game. And I think that was the one that started the tempo change and the momentum change for Nashville. That put him on the board, that allowed him to exhale, and good things happened after that. So Ken Tribbett is my man of the match today. Although, special shout out to Michael Reed for being a warrior and a champion and exiting the field with class and dignity and an amazing team spirit.
You're just joining us, Ronnie alluding to the first couple minutes injury to Michael Reed. Been taken to a hospital for evaluation with we assume is a very serious leg injury. And then, as you can see, the graphic at the upper left corner, it resulted in an 8th-minute red card for Mats Jargensen. Well, fans, join us Saturday, August 17th at the Corner Pub downtown for the official away match viewing party. didn't have much to sing about in the first half. For real good reasons here in the second.
They found some life. Look at them. Dancing up a storm. There they are in all their glory. Wednesday night, Saturday night, doesn't matter. It's all the same to those fans.
Foul goes on Nashville. Wait till you'll see him on a weekend.
Do you think maybe they'll let us broadcast the game from down there next time?
No.
They are having
I don't think we'd be able to focus.
a lot of fun. I bet you could play the drums like that.
No, not even close. Not a musical bone in my body.
Okay, then you can dance.
Not a lot of skill in that category either. So for Hartford, a team that's only been shut out in 5 of their 23 matches. Certainly the most difficult task with the early red card tonight, but a team that's not necessarily finding its stride tonight, but the last couple games coming alive. It had such a slow start to the season, but some big wins, the win against Indy 11, the win against Bethlehem. A team that Gary Smith sympathizes with. He said, talking to the media, just said, just like any expansion team, he knows the growth pains.
Yeah, consistency is so difficult when you're building a program, and you just have to be patient and you have to be persistent, and you've got to have a clear goal and path in mind, and then you've got to make sure that the players are all on the same page and are following that same path, and that's not easy to do in your first year.
Well, 4 goals tonight for Nashville SC, all happening in front of tonight's Ashton Real Estate attendance of 5,796. Melodo is the pivot point. Akinyoti. Lasso back for Matt Pickens. Well, the votes are in for our Budweiser Man of the Match. I'll tell you about it in just a second here, but first Alan Wynn. Into the attacking ends. Wide for Belmar. Can Nashville find a 5th in this half? Win with room to turn. Returning for Belmar. Squared it back in front. Minto was loitering with intent. And the foul goes on Nashville. So now our Budweiser Man of the Match. The vote, we're told, had a write-in candidate, and he was unanimously selected. It's Michael Reed.
Fair.
He was our Budweiser Man of the Match. Thoughts are with you, Captain. The first captain in Nashville history. It's fallen its way to Ropapa Minta. It's a 2-on-1. Oh, he did the unselfish thing. He's trying to lay it off for Alan Wynn. Wynn knew he had a sure tap in.
Tavi's been very busy today. He is, he's been breaking up some attacks, and even then, You know, Ropapa tried to sneak that ball in behind him, and again, he's just doing everything he can to try to break up any sort of attack. But this is another really good look for Nashville. With the size of the players that are in the box that can attack this ball, it's very dangerous.
Corner claimed by Dewey. Hartford sets sail on a counterattack. It's Williams broadcasting his pace. Does excellent. Keep the possession under the pressure of Tribbett and Belmar. Gadula slip through for Lee. Track down, two options in the box. Kuchik awaiting the service. Finds its way back to Gadula. Nikki Downs. Down, and a penalty. A penalty given, and Nashville's clean sheet streak in deep jeopardy. Few complaints from the boys in gold. It was an awkward collision. It's punched up by Downs, clattered into by Lasso, and penalty for Hartford.
Yeah. Interesting.
Can Nashville keep its clean streak alive? Its club record streak without conceding a goal. Penalty taker is Dixon. Send it wide. The streak lives on.
Not Hartford's day. Faces up, opens his hip just a bit much. Pickens was on the wrong side. He guessed the wrong side, and Dixon just opened his hips a bit much and put it wide. But what I love is Pickens' hand pump after it. That was awesome.
Oh, he knows.
He got it, man. He's good. He's like, that shutout is still intact.
Well, it shows how much pride they take in it.
Absolutely, it matters. You know, it matters to goalkeepers to protect that. And I don't think anyone's ever accused Matt Pickens of lacking intensity when he plays.
Allen Wynn with Ropapa Mensah, the only target in the 18. Elects to go backwards for Tribbett. Options abound. Finds Belmar. Akinyoti. Washington. Puts his head down and delivers. He's errant towards Mensah. And Downs embarking upfield. Back for Vince. Just announced the Budweiser Man of the Match to the fans, Michael Reed. Player that has not only set the tone on the field, but has been part of growing the culture off the field. Built a wonderful relationship with the fans. He's represented the club oh so well. What a save that is by Matt Pickens. Called into action after a long-range blast from Nikki Downs.
What a great strike by Nikki Downs. Found the center of the ball, found a small window from distance, kept it low. You know, Pickens hasn't had to do a lot the second half, and there he is. He has to draw attention very quickly and make a huge save. What a great touch. Like, gets in, gets under, keeps it low, strikes it to the far post. Really good save by Matt Pickens.
Nashville holding on to that clean sheet streak.
Making Matt Pickens work for it right now.
Hard to believe that these two teams Just a little over 2 months removed from a 3-2 thriller in Connecticut. A game that took a world-class Cameron Lancaster strike to find a winner. Fifth goal, if Nashville could find it, would tie their record for most goals in a game. And so just a few months ago against Swope Park Rangers, another team that's lounging near the bottom of the table. Well, there's some sort of confrontation off the ball here. And Alex Davey displeased perhaps with Ropapa-Mensah. And Eric Tattersall.
I think it's Alan Wynn he's not happy with. There you go.
Nashville still has Lebo Melodo on the field. Very important for Melodo to see out these next couple minutes without getting a yellow card. He's the only player for Nashville in jeopardy if they were to receive a yellow card tonight. Melodo, that is. He would be suspended for the next match.
Which, having just lost Michael Reed in the midfield, is really important that Lebo Melodo stays available for that next match.
To get the verdict on how much stoppage time we'll have. Shouldn't be much. Just 1 minute.
There will be a minimum of 1 minute of added time in the second half. That's 1 minute of added time.
That certainly isn't much.
Well, it's to their discretion.
It is.
And we know the result.
And exactly, at 4-0, you know, you move on with the game, avoid any future injuries, and be done with it. Both teams are saying, Due, you can just keep the ball for this last minute. We're good.
Well, it was 0-0 at half. 4 unanswered goals in the second half. Puts Nashville with its 4th straight win. Just seconds remaining. All eyes now on Eric Tattersall. It's going to let Hartford move forward. Downs. Pickens off his line. That should do it here at First Tennessee Park. There's the final whistle. 4 straight wins for Nashville. 4 straight clean sheets for Nashville. They are humming along, and they are flying up the table.
Tonight's final score, Hartford Athletics 0. Your Nashville Soccer Club.
Your thoughts, partner?
You know, I think it was a great second half by Nashville. I think they executed. I think the goal by Tribbett was the difference in just opening up the floodgates and allowing Nashville to gain a little bit of confidence. First half lacked some energy, lacked some passion, lacked, you know, quality play from both sides, but I think the second half was a much better result for Nashville.
Daniel Rios scores his 15th goal of the season. He is now tied with Solomon Asante, first in the USL Championship in the Golden Boot race. 15 goals for Asante, 15 goals for Rios. A chance to expand on it Saturday when Nashville hosts Bethlehem. Fans leave happy. Nearly ran out of smoke in this one. 4 second-half goals for Nashville SC. We'll have our stats and our final highlights when we return from First Tennessee Park. All 3 points go to the boys in goal. Fans, be sure to click over to ESPN News for Wednesday Night Soccer. Sacramento Republic hosts Las Vegas Lights, a crucial push for the Western Conference playoff positioning. That's tonight on Wednesday Night Soccer on ESPN News. Gotta stay up late for it. 10 o'clock Central Time kickoff. You also can see Nashville midfielder Vinny Vermeer, who's in on loan, gets his first start for Las Vegas Lights, and Eric Winalda's squad for Las Vegas. Nashville would like to thank its corporate partners, Nissan, Vanderbilt Health, Dex Imaging, Budweiser, Puckett's, Kroger, Coca-Cola, MyTV30, and Fox 17. Well, the scoreline, much more comfortable than it was at halftime. 4-0 Nashville gets the win. It was 0-0 at intermission. Another clean sheet for that man, Matt Pickens. And Nashville now rolling, Ronnie. Let's go ahead and take a look at the save of the game. It came from Matt Pickens. Our crew hasn't shown it to us. I'm assuming it's the one late because there weren't many opportunities for Hartford Athletic. Yes, there's one from Nicky Downs.
Yeah, Nicky Downs, what a great strike. He gets over the ball, brings it back. Matt Pickens going one direction, has to come back to his right. Lower save, clears it to safety. Top notch.
4 straight starts for Matt Pickens. 4 straight clean sheets. He is loving life with his new center backs, Jimmy Ockford and Forrest Lasso, neither of which have conceded a goal in a Nashville SC uniform. Let's go ahead and take a look at our stats of the game. He does it all. Once he gets the gloves off, he can take the selfie too.
He is the master selfie taker.
So here are the stats. Nashville had just 7 shots in the first half, and then they score on all 4 shots in the second half. They were efficient and ruthless there in that second frame.
Yeah, and they were good goals. You know, it all came off of dynamic movement from their attacking players. And when Nashville went to the 2 front and ran at them and matched up 2 versus 2 center backs against Daniel Rios and Ropapa Mensah, it caused all sorts of problems, and then the wheels fell off.
And you take a look at the fouls conceded, Nashville with 9 more than Hartford, but the one that really mattered was the red card tackle from Mats Jorgensen that resulted in the red card, also resulted in the injury to Michael Reed, Nashville's captain. All thoughts with him as he was taken to the hospital for evaluation. We'll have more on that. I'm sure the team will make some sort of release about his status, but we're certainly thinking about you, Captain Reed, as we take a look at the standings. Nashville now leapfrogging Indy 11. They have sole possession of 3rd place. They're within striking distance of New York Red Bulls 2 and Tampa Bay. Do keep in mind, Indy 11 has 2 less games played than Nashville SC, but they needed to win this game to start hanging around that top 3. They might volley in and out of it for a week or so with Indy 11 catching up in games, but nevertheless, the goal tonight for Gary Smith, keep them in striking range of this upper echelon, Indy, New York, and Tampa Bay.
Oh, without a doubt. You know, we're halfway through the season, maybe plus a little bit. And it's time. Nashville needs to start chipping away at the Red Bulls 2 in Tampa Bay. If they want to be in a playoff hunt for that first seed, they've got to make sure they take care of business against games and teams they're supposed to beat.
And 2 of those teams that they're supposed to beat coming up, Bethlehem and Charlotte, both right around the playoff dividing line, around that 10 spot. Nashville, if they were to accumulate more points, just like they've been doing and stay on this roll, setting themselves up for a huge end of this month. New York at home, and then at top of the table, Tampa Bay, with the battery sandwiched in between.
It's vitally important that they take care of business and get 6 points over the span of the next 2 games against Bethlehem and Charlotte. You've got to keep the teams below you. Keep them far behind so you can keep climbing that ladder. But you have to take care of the 3 points that are right there on your table, that you know that you're better than that team.
And as a reminder for Nashville SC fans, that August 21st game against Red Bulls 2, that's the rescheduled game. Remember, it was lightning delay and then eventually a postponement in the first meeting here at First Tennessee Park. If you had a ticket for that game, still good for this one. We hope to see you later in August at First Tennessee Park for that. And also on Saturday, as Nashville will host the Bethlehem Steel. Can the boys in gold keep it rolling here in Music City? 4 straight wins, 4 straight clean sheets. Ropapa Mensah scoring. Daniel Rios is at the top of the Golden Boot standings with Solomon Asante. Matt Pickens cannot be scored on. A record streak of scoreless minutes defensively for Nashville SC. It continues tonight in Nashville.
And again, we enjoy doing the broadcast for you, but we highly recommend you come down and check this game out for yourself. Saturday night, it's going to be electric. Nashville's hitting their stride. They're playing some great soccer right now, and they're climbing the table in every game, and they can use all the fan support and the cheering that they can get at home. So come on out Saturday night. Come watch the game with us.
Well, that'll do it from First Tennessee Park. Ronnie, thank you, partner, as always. Big thank you to our crew as well. We'll be busy here in the next couple of days as we get ready for Saturday's match. Nashville SC, 4 goals tonight, 3 points, 4 straight wins, 4 straight clean sheets. And they put it all on the line again on Saturday night as the Bethlehem Steel come to town. There's the first place player in the Golden Boot race. The goals poured in for Nashville SC. Will they come again on Saturday? We will find out on Saturday night. Thanks so much, everybody.
Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.